Coming out of the closet as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender is one of the biggest challenges facing lots of people today, especially young people. The reason why this is so challenging is because there have been a number of documented cases where people have come out of the closet to either their friends or their families, and this announcement has been received poorly, either due to the religious or the social beliefs of the particular people in that particular region. The thing to bear in mind, however, is that for all those negative stories, there's also an incredible amount of positive stories where the person has been well received by their friends and family, given an incredible amount of support. And what I want to tell you is that it does get better. In my own particular case, I came out of the closet officially last year. Up until that point, I'd told my two elder brothers and my twin brother, and a small circle of friends. But one of the things I was really dreading was telling my parents. One day after my shift at work, I was walking home, and I was thinking at that particular time about when the right opportunity would come along to tell my mum, because I'd been trying to find one for ages and hadn't had any luck. As it happened, when I arrived home, my dad was out at that particular time, and feeling a surge of courage and realization, that seemed as good a time as any to finally come out of the closet to my mum. So I got inside the house, and after drinking a bit of Dutch courage, I came down to the lounge, sat down with my mum, and at first she thought I was going to tell her that I'd quit my job. I eventually then told her that I was gay, and after a couple of minutes where I allowed it to settle in, we started just talking, asking questions about if I was seeing anyone and how long I'd known for that. In answer to that second question, I suppose I probably had known for probably the better part of 10 years or so, since I was about 15, maybe even a bit earlier than that, but that was the first proper inkling that I had that I wasn't like a lot of other people, and that I was attracted to men rather than women. Afterwards, having had such a good sort of experience with my mum, I then decided to go onto Facebook and announce to all of my friends that I was gay. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that as a strategy. You may wish to pick and talk to people personally, but for me it was great to be able to get this bit of news just off my chest straight away, get all my friends involved, and the response I received was fantastic. Everyone thought it was great that I was being honest with myself, and the feeling was great. It was lifting such a burden off my shoulders, and just being honest about myself and who I was. It was absolutely fantastic. As it would happen then, it would probably be about less than a month or so before I then actually went down to my first gay club and had a fantastic experience at that. Not only did I meet some really great new friends, I actually ended up bumping into an old friend I hadn't seen for a while, and it transpired that she was a lesbian, and we just spent the night there, danced, drank, and had a really great time. Now, obviously, in this particular case, I had one of the better reactions, and subsequently, later last year, I managed to tell my dad that I was gay as well. He was the reaction I was really dreading. Thankfully enough, he took the news extremely well, and it took it about as well as I'd ever hope, considering how traditional and religious he can be at times. And I think it's had a great effect. I'm not sure how substantially it's changed our relationship, but it's great to be out in the open with him, so I don't feel like I'm hiding this significant part of me anymore. And it also means that there'll be less of a shock when I do eventually bring a boyfriend home for them to meet. Now, obviously, in this particular case, I had one of the better receptions in terms of my coming out of the closet. I can't always guarantee that what you may find will be as good. There's a chance, hopefully you'll have a good one, but there's always the chance that if you're considering coming out of the closet, you may have a more negative reception if you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. In those particular cases, if you do come out of the closet and it is negatively received, I suggest see if you can try find a friend who is sympathetic to you and who does support you, who might be able to provide you with some support, or even just a couch to crash on if you've told your parents and they've not received it well. In addition to friends in the local area, depending on where you live, there's almost certainly going to be friends in the wider area as well, either in a nearby town or city, or if you go onto the internet, there will be support forums out there for you to help you if you've ended up telling someone and they've told you that they don't agree with it or that it's wrong. Because that is one of the things we need to bear in mind, that there are people out there who do have a problem with being gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. They'll tell you that it's wrong, that it's immoral, that it's unnatural, that it's a sin. The thing is, though, is regardless of their dogma, it's not a sin, it's not unnatural. There are documented cases throughout the natural world where homosexual behaviours are present. It is perfectly normal, it is perfectly natural, and there are people out there who, if you're struggling, will be there to help you. The important thing to bear in mind is your own well-being, because on the one hand, it may at the time seem best to keep it all bottled up and to hide it and to hide your emotions, but in the end, it could just simply end up exploding out at the worst possible time in the worst possible way. I feel that in these cases, where possible, unless there are significant social groups who are fighting to oppose gay rights, that being able to come out, having the freedom to come out, is one of the most important things, and it is extremely beneficial to your well-being, to your mental health, to be able to do this. And even though there are some signs of oppression and of people clamping down on gay rights in some parts of the world, and in recent history we've made some significant strides forward. In America, recently 3 states have legalized same-sex marriage, and at the 2012 elections, 3 other states legalized same-sex marriage, and 1 turned over an attempt to ban same-sex marriage. And that one particular state that turned over that ban is one of the ones that recently allowed same-sex marriage to be legalized. And in addition to that, other countries around the world have been showing major progress. New Zealand and France have also both legalized same-sex marriage, with the hope that those laws will then be coming into effect within the next couple of months to the next half of the year. And even my own country, the United Kingdom, is currently considering a same-sex marriage bill, which, all being well, will know the results of by the end of the summer. So, as bad as things may appear in some places, as they say, the night is always darkest just before the dawn, and the dawn of progress is coming to the world. It won't be immediate, it won't be instant, but progress is happening and the momentum is there. Now, I hope I've been able to give you some words of encouragement, and I do feel that it's best to be honest where possible, and if you feel comfortable with the friends or the family that you have around you, that you can come out to them, then I wish you the best of luck, because the last thing to bear in mind is to do what's right for yourself. Have pride in yourself. Be proud of who you are, because circumstances do get better. It does get better for people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, and transgender. It's the beginning of the road in some cases. We've come a heck of a long way since the Stonewall riots in 1969 and what Harvey Milk in San Francisco managed to achieve. Hopefully we can make some more major strides in the coming years, and hopefully you'll feel comfortable enough that you can come out to your friends and family. I wish you the very best of luck, and I also want to thank you for watching this video.